Hello, everybody. Wolfang here. Today's Friday. Yay! Uh, September the 20th. Got hot again here in Cincinnati. I guess we've been in a drought because they actually put out a no burn ban. Can't burn, like if you got a house in the backyard and you got a little fire pit, can't do that. I know some places, if you have a burn barrel, you can't, no open fires outside. So, and they said if you have any questions, go to your fire department and ask. But that was kind of funny. Okay. But I mean, our grass is brown. Grass is brown everywhere. But it is what it is. But I'm used to seeing brown grass because that's the way grass in California looked all the time. Just like that. So I hope everybody had a good Friday. Mine was decent. Our so-called supervisor had the day off, so that always makes us happy. I'm telling you, the he's a butt wipe. But other than that, man, there was all kinds of shit going on. All kinds. I found like 3 articles on and of course, it's, with Russia and Ukraine, and we got Israel and Lebanon throwing stuff at each other. I hope it doesn't escalate or but it's not. It's that's false hope. We need hope. Maybe I shouldn't say false hope. But how long has Russia and Ukraine been doing their thing? Almost 3 years. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing. I know 2, at least. But with all this other crap going off, and our administration isn't doing a damn thing. So let me share this article. And what caught my eye with this article is that it says U.S. is sleepwalking into WWIII. And I so believe that. I really do. Experts warn nation is unprepared. We do not have a Churchill. Churchill. Wow. Bring up some people from back in the day. Anyway, it says U.S. is sleepwalking into a global war against its top adversaries, united under an axis of malign partnerships. And experts are sounding the alarm that neither the U.S. military nor the public are prepared for WWIII. In late July, a body of non-governmental national security experts, first tasked by Congress in 2022 under the Commission of the National Defense Strategy, released an evaluation of the U.S. overall security strategy put forward by the Biden administration 2 years ago. The commission found that after decades of post-Cold War policies that cut defense spending and reduced investments in the security sector, Washington, D.C. is not prepared to counter Beijing in open conflict, let alone a multiple front war against China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's your 4 bullies. I forgot to hit that button. My bad. Sorry. It's Friday. Give me a break. Anyway, so and that statement's right. We're up against China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The commission, which included 4 Republicans and 4 Democrats who served under the Clinton, George W. Bush, and Obama administrations. Oh yeah, no, all 3 of them. Never mind. Looked to make clear the lack of preparedness was not the fault of a single administration, but rather the failure of a generation of leaders to identify and counter the growing danger posed by authoritarian nations, as well as to adequately explain the threat to the American public. But see, we all know what they're saying in this article is true. The experts explain the U.S. and its allies are facing a threat not seen from global powers since WWII, as Europe is witnessing the largest land war on the continent since 1945. A war in which Russia is receiving aid from China, Iran, and North Korea. The threat of a major war between nation states, not just rogue militias or terrorist groups, looms in the Middle East, and the potential for open conflict in the Indo-Pacific also remains a serious concern. There's been a generalized failure across our political class in educating the American public of the severity of these threats and the danger that they represent. AMB, I'm not sure what that stands for. Ambassador Eric Eldman, who served as vice chair for 2024 commission, as well as co-chair or vice chair for prior commission reports, said during a briefing to reporters hosted by JINSA this week, or JINSA, brought to you by. Historically, I'm sad to say that we're faced with these kinds of challenges. We have typically responded after a catastrophe, he added, referencing events like Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Perhaps we can draw from some different lessons in history. The experts pointed to the decrease in defense spending, which has been in a downturn since 1952, when the U.S. allocated nearly 17% of its GDP for defense compared to the 3% allocated today. It's a big drop. And warned this investment insecurity is not enough to adequately counter adversaries like China, adversaries. I know the word, I just can't spit it out. After reviewing unclassified war games, the commission found that even the Washington's efforts to ramp up weapons stockpiles following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the U.S. would likely still exhaust its munitions inventories within 3 to 4 weeks if it were to engage in open conflict with Beijing. Wow. And it doesn't take any time to become low on your ammunition. Some munitions, like anti-ship missiles, are estimated to last only a few days. And once expected, it will take years to replace the ammunition. Edelman pointed out that this is not a justification for ceasing military aid to Ukraine. I think it is, and highlighted that a direct war against an adversary like China or Russia would be substantially more expensive, let alone a global conflict not seen since the 20th century. So what I just took out of that statement is that we're going to exhaust our munitions and we'll give some to Ukraine, and that's okay. But man, if we get in trouble with China or Russia, we're screwed. Anyway, preparing ourselves for defense is essentially an effort to deter conflict, Eldman said. whatever the cost of defense is going to be, it's going to be partly in comparison to what the cost of war would be. What? War? Never mind. Near the end of World War II, the U.S. calculated more than 40% of its GDP for its defense budget in 1943 and 1944. And the commission warned that modern wars, as seen in Afghanistan, Iraq, and now Ukraine, are lengthy engagements. And it's taken you motherfuckers this long to figure that out? No way. The United States must therefore ready its forces and its industrial base for the potential of protracted conflict, the Commission's report said. However, the experts also warned that preparing the U.S. for a global power struggle cannot be remedied by just throwing money into the defense budget. There also needs to be a shift in culture. Marai Rudman, Commissioner and former Deputy Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs, that was a mouthful, during the Clinton and Obama administrations, pointed to steps China has been taking over the last several decades that have given it an edge over the U.S., including in its technology sectors and relationship building in Latin America, Africa, and recently Middle East. And they're gonna keep doing it. They spent the last 20 years building the Belt and Road Initiative, making sure that they control processing and mining for most of the critical minerals that we need for a range of different weapon systems we have, but also for our phones and for the kinds of cars we need to build and for the batteries that we need to have across the board, she told reporters this week. That's something we need to overcome. There has been an increasing push in the Republican circles in the U.S. to move away from international involvement, contributing to a rise in isolationism that is similar to U.S. sentiments ahead of World War II. And experts are sounding the alarm that this needs to change if Americans do not want to find themselves embroiled in another global war. So, I think it's a true statement. Our government does not tell our people what's going on. And there's a lot of people with their head in the sand, or a lot of people just don't pay attention. Our military is thin. Our government's a joke. We're just not as powerful as we were. And I've said this for a while now. All this ammunition being sent over, all this stuff being sent to Ukraine, money and everything that's going over there. And I've said this to a few people. All the money they sent over there, they could have given everybody in the United States $1 million, or given everybody a car. But I'm just saying, I mean, by now, all the money that's gone over there, they probably could have given us $2 million. They're definitely not helping the American people. I'm starting to fluster myself. But for the people that watch my channel, you guys know what I'm saying, because you probably think the same way. We are not prepared. America is not. People are not prepared. Because if shit goes down this time, I think it's going to be here in our homeland too. I really do. I don't want it to, but how can I'm trying to find the words. Our luck's going to run out. Put it that way. It's going to happen. You know, I'll keep my morbid thoughts out of it. Because my wife and I even talked about it. She told me, like when I bought the gas mask, she's like, well, if it gets that bad, I don't even want to be alive. I was like, I do. I want to see what the fuck happens. But anyway, this is Wolf Fang. Have a great Friday evening, and have a great weekend. Blessed be, stay safe. I'll bullshit with you later. Bye.